Hi guys, have you heard horror stories about people applying to sell on Whatnot and getting denied? Do you think you have to have a massive amount of inventory in order to be accepted to sell on Whatnot? Do you think you have to resemble a home shopping network or QVC host in order to sell on Whatnot?
A little extra spice, but so nice and aromatic. Yes.
Bless your heart.
Thank
Here we
you.
go. Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorites.
Hold this, please.
Okay,
Would you please?
I will.
Here comes Mary. First one. Happy dance. Happy dance is the apple pie. Happy dance.
know.
Well, in this video, I am going to tell you some of the tips that you need in order to apply and become accepted on Whatnot, and also to let you know a little bit about the platform. I've had 3 auctions on there so far. Let you know what I think about it, and hopefully it'll be something that you decide that you might want to do. And if so, I'm going to help you along the way, okay? All right, we'll be right back. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you the answers to these common questions, give you some tips on what to do during the application process to assure that you'll get, hopefully, nothing is 100% guaranteed, but just to give you the best opportunity to become accepted on this hot and upcoming platform, and also tell you a little bit about what I think about it. I've had 3 auctions on there so far, and I'll let you know my thoughts on it. And I was at Posh Fest last week. One of the things they spoke about was that they're going to start doing something called Posh Live, which is an auction opportunity for people that are selling on there, selling their items on there. And it's something similar to Whatnot. And, you know, I think that if people go ahead and give Whatnot a try, that'll kind of get you a little bit more accustomed to being in front of the camera and just talking to the camera and trying to do some auctions. So a good stepping stone for that before you can become accepted on Poshmark and their Posh shows, because they have a large audience of sellers over there already. So I think it's gonna take them a little bit of time to get everybody onboarded that wants to sell there on Poshmark. So you might be able to try Whatnot out and you know, get your feet a little bit wet, so that way when you're ready to do a Poshmark live show, you'll be all set and ready to go. Now, Whatnot has been around since, you know, I did a little research. They've been around since 2019. Got some notes over here on my laptop. We're going to switch over here in a minute. They were founded in California, and what their main thing that they were selling was Funko Pops. What are Funko Pops? I've got a couple. I'm going to shoot some little pictures of mine that I have up here so you can see. But recently they've started branching out into other items to sell. They have home goods there, mostly a lot of t-shirts. People sell a lot of t-shirts there, a lot of sneakers, a lot of baseball cards, Pokemon cards, you know, various trading cards they do there. But the new niche that they had started, I want to say maybe within the past 6 months, I might not be correct with that, but they started selling clothing and jewelry as well. So it's kind of, you know, you're getting a little bit on the ground floor with those particular items. And so it's a good time to get in there if at all possible, and especially, like I said, because that's going to get you accustomed to selling, doing a live auction. I am going to be doing a video with setup and some equipment and things that you might need in order to do a live auction to make it a little bit easier, so that way if you are planning to sell on Whatnot or on Poshmark, you know, I'll give you some little tips, some things that you might need. Hopefully it'll help you out so your first show will run well. But we're going to get ready to jump on my laptop. I'm going to walk you as much through the application process as possible. There are some things you are definitely going to need, and I'm going to grab my glasses and put them on because I did make notes of some things that you're going to need in order to, you want to have these before you even start the application process. With them. You're going to need your driver's license or some form of ID. You're going to need a bank account number if you're planning on having them do a direct deposit to your bank, which is what I really recommend. I prefer that over, having it go into PayPal or anything like that. I like for it to go directly into my bank account. It does take maybe even with Poshmark and Mercari, I have the same thing. It goes into my bank account. It take maybe 3 business days, something along those lines. Not anything that's too crazy. You will need a credit card in order to make purchase items on there and to have a card on file. I do recommend also, even once you apply to become a seller, go ahead and take a look at some of the auctions, purchase some things on there so you can kind of get an idea, get a feel for the platform. I was able to get some amazing bargains on Whatnot. I will link the video that I posted a while back with my first experience with shopping on Whatnot and some of the amazing deals that I found. Now, I have noticed that lately people have starting their auctions at a higher rate than they used to, which I think is fantastic. It was entirely too low before. People were starting their auctions at $1, selling things for $1, and that was just, that's not sustainable. And I'm glad to see that now they're starting their auctions maybe at $5, $8, $10. It just depends, and that's a good thing. But you still might be able to go on there and find some really great bargains. So take a look around, just get a feel for the platform. Another thing you're going to need is a photo of your inventory. So go ahead and take some pictures of that. I don't have a ton of inventory, people. My inventory are in these little bins that I have back here. Once I've got some things over here that I need to, on my rack there, that I either auction off or I need to go ahead and take pictures of them so I can post them on Poshmark. But I don't have a large inventory. What I did have, though, once I get everything photographed, I take them, I fold them up, I put them in little cellophane bags, and then I put them back there in the bin. So I was able to pull all of my bins out and take a high shot of those. If I can find it in my camera roll, I'll go ahead and put a picture, insert a picture in so you can see what it looks like. But I didn't have a massive warehouse that I was able to open up and show. So don't feel that you need to have a ton of inventory in order to be accepted on the platform, because I definitely did not. I have under 200 items, well under 200 items, and it might have been even a little less than that when I applied for Whatnot, and I was accepted. Now, one of the things that I did also that I think that helped me, because I applied and then I received an email about a couple of weeks after I had applied saying that I was accepted. But there's a section that's there that comes up and it asks for kind of give additional information about what you can bring to the platform. So I did put something there along the lines that I would like to grow the platform. I know that it's new, that I was excited. I think that it's a amazing opportunity. Just from the auction aspect, that I was comfortable with working in front of the camera also. And it does ask about your social media following. I'm 100% certain it asks that, and I don't have a large social media following at all, but I was able to go in there and put in how many followers I had at Poshmark. I also mentioned that I was a Posh ambassador, that I have received that status within a few months of joining that platform. So maybe that helped, because it certainly isn't because of Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, because I don't have anything. Here it is now. This is the address that you need to sign up for Whatnot. So it's whatnot.com/seller. You put in. Now you want to go here. You don't want to do necessarily I don't think you want to do the sign up. Go down here. We're going to go and apply to sell. So that's what we're going to do. And it just shows you over here some of the things that are, those are the Funko Pops, guys. That's where they all started. And I saw that you saw there, it said something, all auctions start at $1. But, I think that's what some people did when they first started, that they tried to start in as $1, but that's not the case. You don't want to do that. So we're going to go in here. I'm just going to make up a name like Jane, what do we put in? Let's put in Jane Doe. No, I don't want to do Jane Doe because that's like bad luck. Let's do Jane Smith. No, not even that. Let's do Jane Gonzalez. How about that? There we go. Email. Yeah. This is not my email address, guys. So hopefully it's not going to ask me to check. Oh, it's asking for a password. What? Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, man. I'm going to have to rethink everything that I'm doing here in my life. Okay. Again, we're using your password and your email account. They have this information, important rules, keep the community safe together. Please follow the rules, or you may lose your ability to sell on Whatnot or be charged a fee. Ship within 2 business days. That's some quick shipping, guys. So you want to think about, if you have a large show, they're telling you to ship within 2 days. I've had things, though. The last shipment that I got, I received, it was in horrible condition. I've purchased on there 3 times. 2 of the times have been really, really great. This last time, oh my gosh, this guy he must have been mad shipping. Like he was angry because he took the stuff and just shoved it in a box. Nothing was individually, not that it had to be individually wrapped, but at least like folded, put it in some type of packaging or something like that, because the box was jacked up. It could have gotten rained on. It didn't have any type of protection between the cardboard and the clothing. And then one of the things that I purchased didn't look anything at all like it did during the auction. I was so disappointed. So but it didn't. Well, one thing I wanted to say is that it took him longer than 2 days. It was a while before I received those items. So he was just all over the place. It says package items safely. Okay, make sure they don't get damaged. He didn't do that. He didn't do within the 2 days. Don't sell counterfeits. Well, I wasn't purchasing anything that's brand name something Gucci or Coach or whatever, so I didn't do that. Don't lie about an item. Oh my, don't mislead a buyer about an item's value, condition, or anything else. Oh boy, I wish I could pull some stuff out and show you. Maybe I will one day. But now be nice. Make sure you treat everyone with respect and don't harass or bully anyone in our community. Follow our policies. We're not going to look at the policies. Just be honest and nice. Okay. So we're going to agree to those rules right here. All right. Payment method. Oh, see, we have to do that before you can even do anything. But I'm going to see, so that's why I said, see, you need your credit card number, expiration date, all that stuff. You're going to have to put that in. I'm going to see if I can like bypass that, put no options. Doggone it, guys. I don't want to put anything else in here, but I might have to put something for the sake of this tutorial just to kind of get us through, and I don't want to do it. I really, really don't. Doggone it. Yeah, especially because I didn't even put my real name there. Let's see, on rare occasions. Oh my goodness gracious. And they're probably, by providing your card information, you allow Whatnot to charge your card for future payments in accordance with their terms. Oh man, guys, I wish I might not be able to walk you through all these different steps here, because you are going to need this. But let's just kind of go through, and I'm going to tell you what what other screens that I think that you're going to have to have, because then they're going to ask you for, in order to sell, they're going to ask you for your driver's license. There is an area where you're going to have to upload a photo ID. It might not necessarily have to be a driver's license. Maybe you can do a passport, some other type of ID, like a state ID or something like that. But you are going to have some form of a photo ID. That's probably what number 3 is. Number 4, they're going to ask you about your your following, like any type of social media following that you have, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have a website, a blog, any type of online presence that you might have. So, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Facebook, they're going to ask you about that. They're also going to ask you if you've I'm pretty certain they ask you if you've been a reseller before. I don't think it makes a difference if you have or not, but they just want that information. And then, of course, like I said, probably number 5 over here is going to be asking about if you have to send a photo of your inventory. So you want to make certain that your area looks clean, your space looks clean. Don't have just like a bunch of, a pile of clothing just dumped somewhere on your bed or whatever, and take a picture of that. Make sure you have everything where it's kind of organized nicely. It looks like it's nice. Now I have seen some auctions, guys. I saw one auction where there was it was a lady, bless her heart, but she had racks of clothes. So she had maybe a couple of racks of clothes, and she had a dog that was like, walking in between the racks, and it wasn't like a hairless dog. It was a hairy big dog, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, they're gonna that dog's gonna put hair all over everything. Not that I'm not super picky. I love animals, but if you're gonna have an auction, you want to make certain that the space looks your space looks good. So you don't have your pets walking around. You don't want to have your kids running around everything with a lollipop or something like that in or ice cream cone, dropping it on the clothes. So just be cognizant of what your backdrop and what your area looks back. And when you're going to apply, make certain that the picture looks good. That it doesn't look messy. Do the best that you can with what you have. It doesn't have to be a massive amount. Like I said, I got accepted with just a very small inventory, and I was able to get accepted. So you don't have to have a massive amount of inventory. And then over here is the probably where you just go ahead and submit, and that's it. Now, since I wasn't able to kind of walk you through everything, my sales on Whatnot were pretty abysmal, guys. My first show that I had, and I'm gonna see if I can log in on my seller page, so you can kind of see. So while I'm talking to you, I'm looking at my laptop just to see if I can go in and show you what I've sold so far. And like I said, my first time, and I really do recommend this also, is on my first time that I went on, it was just kind of a, just to make sure I had my equipment set up okay, because I heard people that went on and they weren't able to pin an item, because you have to pin an item in order to put it up for auction. That's kind of moving it up to the front of the queue. It's going to show a picture of it there. Then you go ahead and you start your auction. So you have to do that. I did try to load my store as much as possible. That was time consuming, doing that, taking the pictures, writing up just a brief description, nothing like I do on Poshmark, but just a brief description. It was time consuming, but I wanted to make certain with the first show that I was able to get in there, and everything was going to work fine. But I only had a few people that were in there, and I was just talking with them, getting the equipment set up. I had a problem with recording on my phone. I have an Android phone. I have a Samsung phone. And I've heard stories before that with Samsung or with Android, there can be problems with the app running. So the app did bug out for me, and I had to restart the show using my iPad. So, I do recommend that you have a couple of things in case one of them doesn't go out, or your battery runs low, or something happens, that you can jump on and use something else. This app is like really kind of weird, guys. These are some of the people down here that I follow. Somebody's got a Disney, huge handmade Disney show. Oh, that's kind of cool. See, when you and then when you click into here, so I'm going to show you. what she's got now.
Yes, send a message on Unu because I check the messages literally every day, sometimes a couple times a day. And so then we'll write down our agenda.
Now, when I popped in there, I hope that you noticed that she sold that little blanket there for $40. So that's pretty good. I might have to go in there and check her out because at least now it's good to see that people are selling for a higher price. I didn't realize I had this many shows, guys. Gosh darn it. So here I've got this one here. Looks like, I don't even know what I was doing there. I didn't even have a show there. It was actually, this show is when I had an evening show, and this is when I think this was when I had the 4 sales. But again, when you click in it, this
For
didn't
Disney
sell.
Fans, we've got Baby
Oh.
Yoda, T-shirt,
Okay.
and
All right, so that is actually kind of the little, I finally did like a little story thing at the beginning to try to advertise that show. I did have a few additional people in there. Nobody bought my poor little Baby Yoda t-shirt. I think he's just adorable. He's for sale over in my Poshmark store if anybody, loves Baby Yoda. But yeah, so bottom line is, guys, I haven't made much money at all on Whatnot, but what it can do for you, and there are people on there that are really selling well, and maybe more buyers are coming on there now. I think you see my last show was September 3rd, so it's been over a month since I had a show, and I don't even think that was an actual show. I think probably August 27th was my last show. I'm going to try to do another one before. I don't want them to kick me off the platform totally for inactivity, for not buying or selling anything. So I do plan on going on there and doing it a little bit more. I think once I'm going to apply for Posh shows as well. And I think what I would do is I would, once I'm set up and I have the Posh show run, whatever doesn't sell on the Posh show, I can go ahead and jump onto Whatnot right after that show and see if I can sell something over there. So I think it's a good learning experience. I think that now that people are selling at a little bit of a higher price point. Before, I think it was all resellers that were there like sourcing. So it was very difficult to sell anything for even $5. I had things on there for $4 and nobody was bidding on them. And, I could turn around and sell them on Poshmark for, $20-$30 and nobody will even buy it on here for $4 because you have resellers that are on here. So maybe more buyers are coming on the platform now. I certainly hope so. And I think it is worthwhile. Hopefully this video helped you out a little bit. I'm so sorry that we weren't able to go through all the steps and I show you step by step the application process. Now, once you are accepted, they're going to have an onboarding email that they're going to send out to you, and with the onboarding it's almost like a Zoom type of a call or Zoom type of a Microsoft Teams or whatever you would use for video conferencing. There'll probably be, I think, maybe about 20 people were in my particular show, my particular onboarding, and there was a lady that was there explaining some of the things about Whatnot. They do give you a test at the end, but it's really, really simple. If you listen just a little bit, you'll understand that. So they go over some of the features, how to actually set up an auction. Nothing with times or anything like that. That's something that I probably need to fool around with a little bit more, but I really haven't. What's the best time to sell on Whatnot? But anybody that's home and as a reseller 100% of the time, you really have the opportunity to go on here and try like different times and see what works for you. One thing I do recommend though, and a problem that I have is that I do a lot, I was doing pop-up shows. I think that if you go ahead and you post your show early, you allow people to go in and bookmark it, be active also in other people's auctions. Go in there and comment. If you see somebody purchase something, go in and follow that person, because more than likely that person's going to follow you back, and that'll build up your following of people that are actually on there buying, which will be helpful for you. So All right, guys. I hope this has been somewhat helpful. I'm sorry I wasn't able to walk you through everything that I wanted you to, that I wanted that I wanted to walk through with you. But if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Like and subscribe to the channel. I do plan on doing a kind of like a what so, and later on I'm going to do how to set up your equipment for a whatnot auction, and that would be helpful for the posher auctions as well. I'm going to be spotlighting some Poshmark sellers, which I think will be great to promote some other people on the platform. And I'm also going to go over my what I've earned so far since January, becoming a reseller, just part-time, very, very part-time. So you can see, what type of income you might expect. And so we've got a lot of upcoming videos that I'm looking forward to bringing to you. Hopefully you've enjoyed this content. I hope you have an amazing day or evening wherever you are. And thank you for spending some time with me. Bye-bye.